We're live.
All right. Okay, good evening, everybody. I believe we are live both on Facebook and YouTube. So I'd like to give the guys a few minutes just to jump in. So welcome to our live session for my crypto journey and Binance Exchange. So we'll be going live, starting our session shortly. So we're going to give the guys a few minutes to jump into the call. And then, yeah, so for now, as we join in, we're just going to get ready to start this session. So I have two amazing guests today, and my two amazing guests will just introduce themselves right now. And then before we kick it off, before we start officially. So yeah, so I think we'll start with Louis. Louis, please give us a bit of the intro about yourself, and then yeah, whatever you are expecting from this session today.
Okay, thank you very much, George. I hope you can hear me. My name is Louis Kaptich, of course, based in Nairobi, Kenya. At the moment, for the last 1 year, I have been one of the Binance angels in Kenya, pretty much driving education adoption in terms of crypto.
All right.
That's what I do. My life revolves around cryptocurrency education and awareness. So that's why, for me, as a Binance angel, it fits well for me. So thanks for that.
Amazing. Thank you. Now let's go to Robert. Robert, tell us a bit about yourself.
Hello. Hi, everybody. My name is Robert. I'm a digital asset enthusiast. I've been in the digital asset space for about 7 years now. For me, it's really, it's just a matter of understanding what the future holds and knowing that everything's going to be digital. Well, so if everything is going to be digital, then you have to understand the value that's going to be that is being created in the digital currencies. And we being in Africa, I see a very huge opportunity, or I see a very big future in digital currency or cryptocurrencies in Africa, and and that's how I got into this space. Thank you.
Wow, we're glad to have you here, Mr. Robert, and we're also glad to have Mr. Louis with us. So I think I will just be jumping into the session so that we can. So I'll be sharing my screen so that I can show a presentation about Binance. I can tell you guys about what Binance is all about, and what the session is all about. At the backstage, I have my colleague Ben. Ben, maybe you want to introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, everybody. Good to have you guys on the call. I'll just be listening from the backstage. Thank you so much.
Ben, maybe you want to. Thank you very much, Ben. That was a brief and quick intro. So I would like to share my screen right now so that I can, I can showcase a specific. Just a minute. Yeah, so basically I'll be taking you guys through, what Binance is all about, where Binance started, the journey so far, and so on. So basically that's what I'm going to do right about now. And feel free, guys, to drop your questions, okay, on the question section. And then we'd like also you to share this this video, or rather this live stream to your friends, okay, and whoever you can share with, please do so that we can be able to have them here with us, okay. And then please also feel free to join our YouTube, our Telegram, okay, at Binance Kenya. So we are streaming this thing live from Nairobi, Kenya. Okay, so ensure you join our Telegram, our Kenyan Telegram page for Binance, so that we can walk this journey together. Okay, so I'm your host, George Mwakisha. Okay, I'm the business development manager for Binance Kenya, and I'm happy to have you guys today. And also, I'm excited to see you. We learned something new today about Binance and about cryptocurrencies and about this blockchain journey. Okay, so in short, blockchain technology, it's here to stay. So blockchain is a digital, it's a technology that enables movement of digital assets from one place to another place without the need of intermediaries. Okay, that is just a simple definition of blockchain. It's a decentralized and it's completely it's a trustworthy kind of technology and very secured by what we call cryptography. So in the blockchain ecosystem, we have several things. We have the cryptocurrencies. Okay, so basically the cryptocurrencies are the digital assets which are built on top of the blockchain. And then also these cryptocurrencies need to be traded somewhere. So where do you trade these cryptocurrencies? So we have one of the biggest platforms to trade these cryptocurrencies by the name of Binance. So Binance is a cryptocurrency, or it's a cryptocurrency trading exchange, or you can say it's a marketplace. It's a place where people buy and sell these digital assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, and so many other cryptocurrencies. So we'll be learning about this Binance as an exchange today as we go through these slides. Okay, so let's get started. Binance is the world's leading blockchain and cryptocurrency infrastructure provider with a financial product suite that includes the largest digital asset exchange by volume. It's trusted by millions worldwide, and Binance platform is dedicated to increasing the freedom of money for users and features of unmatched portfolio of crypto products and offerings. All right, so this is how basically Binance platform looks like. So guys, please remember we'll be going to the Binance live site in the third session actually. So where we'll be showing you how to navigate through the exchange, how to buy these cryptocurrencies, and how to navigate, how to be able to buy and sell cryptocurrencies back to your fiat currencies, for example, back to Kenyan shillings. So for now though, let's talk about Binance as an exchange and also Binance as a company. So what is the vision for Binance? Our vision is freedom. Very simple, freedom. Our vision is to increase the freedom of money globally. And we believe that by spreading this freedom, we can significantly improve lives across the world. All right.
Hello.
And
sorry,
Ben, you can.
Are you toggling through your slides? I can only see the first slide number 1.
Okay, so I'm actually moving through the slides. You guys can see where I am. I'm at freedom.
No,
I think
Robert.
George,
No.
you might need to.
We can only see the preview of the presentation.
Aha! I think you need to put it in presentation mode, and then you can just click on next.
Sorry. Okay, let me get that again. What do you mean presentation mode?
No. Just the way it is. Just okay. Just click on the next slide when you're on the slide, so that we'll see it on our screen. You're doing everything right.
So what are you seeing right now?
We can see freedom now.
Freedom.
Okay, so now I was actually on the presentation mode, or
no, click from the current slide.
Okay. No. Are you able to see freedom?
Yes.
In full screen? Okay, let me go to the next slide. Can you see build?
No.
No.
Okay. So I think if I go to presentation mode, I lose there.
Yeah, on presentation mode, it's displaying a different shared screen. Check on the shared screen.
Okay. I think let me check that again. So Yeah, so that I'm sure now you can see my screen well. Can you see build now?
We are still on freedom. So maybe you just want to click on the slides when you are going to the next slides. That way we would all be on the same page. So you don't need to present, you don't need to expand your screen. Just click on the slide by the left.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Okay. So now we are at freedom.
You can see it. Thank you.
All right, cool. Okay. Sorry for that small hitch. So what is our mission as Binance? Our mission is to build, okay? Very simple, build. So our mission is provide core infrastructure services for organizing the world's crypto, okay? The world's crypto. And we are the best in security and in performance. So we do 1.4 million transactions per second and number one in volume, okay? Number one in volume. So we're the biggest cryptocurrency trading exchange in volume. Liquidity, more than 50% market volume on majority of listing, and approximately $2 billion traded in the exchange every single day on average. Okay, so Binance is really big. And the global compliance network, we have 4 fully compliant operating businesses across 4 continents and in talks with 14 regions, okay, across the globe. So quality projection selection, less than 3%. Acceptance rate, project listing. And then, of course, we are in the leading in customer support. So we are very efficient when it comes to customer support. And because customers is fast in our, we keep customers fast, basically. In that, 80% of tickets are solved in 24 hours and 95% satisfaction rate. So Binance is global, okay, with over 180 plus users, plus countries and region, users from 180 plus countries and region across the globe. And then we have a team member of 40 plus in 40 plus regions and countries across the globe as well. And the interface is with over 15 languages, right? So we are basically extremely diversified, okay? And our fees are very cheap and transactions are very fast. And our deposits and withdrawal, they're very convenient. All right. So basically, we also provide what you call Binance Fiat. What is Binance Fiat? That is bank transfers, okay, whereby one can do deposits, from the bank to the exchange and vice versa. Also have Visa and MasterCard, okay, whereby one can buy cryptos using your Visa or MasterCard. And you can also do P2P. So P2P is a platform, or rather a marketplace in the exchange, whereby you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, BUSD from other people, and exchange that value within the exchange ecosystem. So basically, that is how Binance is all about. And Binance is big, guys. So Binance is more than just an exchange. Okay, it's an ecosystem basically. So how does that go about? So Binance ecosystem by 2018, okay, we had actually over we have different versions of Binance. We have the tokens, okay, we have the Binance token as well, we have Binance Labs, we have the Launchpad, okay, we have the spot, the staking. All these are products existing within the exchange. Okay, we have Binance Research, we have Binance Charity, we have Binance Academy, and so on. Okay, and Binance is big. It has acquired other products like Trust Wallet. We have acquired other products like Coin Market Cap, and many others, Jex, Gap Review, and Travel Spill. So all these are products which Binance has also acquired by the end of 2019. And in 2020, Binance grew bigger, okay? And we have decentralized Binance chain. We call it the Binance Smart Chain. Investment and education. We have educational information for social good. CoinMarketCap was also acquired at that time, and partner with fiat and crypto exchanges, okay, and so many other things, guys. We are really a big platform. And going forward, so Binance and finance. Okay, so what is Binance and finance? We have Binance margin, okay, whereby you can access funds from the Binance exchange for use as leverage tokens to trade and amplify potential returns. Binance futures also have Binance option and also Binance OTC and Binance P2P. So today we'll be highlighting the Binance P2P as in Kenyan market. How does it work if you are in Kenya? All right. Education, information, and social good. We have the Binance Academy, we have Binance Research, Binance China Blockchain Institute, CoinMarketCap, DApp Review, and Binance Charity. So basically, Binance is really big. And one most important thing, guys, you need to know is that Binance has a native token by the name of BNB or Binance Coin. So Binance Coin is pretty much a very good token, and it is a native asset for Binance chain and as a decentralized blockchain software ecosystem. And the coin has multiple forms of utility and powers the Binance ecosystem as it is an underlying gas with a 3.1 billion market cap. Okay, $3.1 billion of market cap. BNB is the 7th largest cryptocurrency and one of the best performing cryptocurrency in 2018, 2019, I think up to now, because right now I think it's top 5. Okay, it should be around top 5, number 4 or number 3. It usually fluctuates around there. So Binance token is one of the best cryptocurrencies so far we have in the ecosystem. Okay, and the usages for, or rather the utility for Binance Coin are massive. Okay, there are so many. We can't of course talk about them, all of them now, but one of the major usage, of course, it's used, you know, as a token for buying and selling also in the exchange as well. So trading volume ranking. Okay, so by now we are number 1, just simply that. Okay, by now we are number 1. We don't need to talk much about the past, but as at now the exchange is number 1 in volume, right? And we have our CEO, okay, and co-founder of Binance Exchange by the name of Changpeng Zhao, okay, who started, we simply call him CZ. So CZ started the exchange with another co-founder in 2017, okay, July. And this year actually will be doing a 4-year anniversary, okay, for the exchange. So there's so much actually with the exchange right now, which we can talk about and we can keep talking about. Okay, so yeah, so basically that wraps up my presentation right here, and I will now be, you know, opening the floor to my colleague. In case anyone wants to add anything. So yeah, so let me stop sharing there. Okay, great. So you guys have heard about, you know, the presentation about Binance and how it, you know, the journey so far and what Binance is all about right now. What is your take about Binance? Maybe we can just have a quick, you know, wrap up on that from Robert, sorry.
Okay. Thank you, George. I think I've used Binance from, I think, the time it started in 2017. I think I registered my account in sometime in December of 2017, and I've actually seen the platform grow into such a huge portfolio in terms of the services that they offer. I remember when it started, it was just it was just a trading app or a trading or an exchange where you could buy cryptocurrencies and all that. But right now, if you look at this platform, it is it's huge. I don't think there's any mainstream exchange right now that offers what Binance is offering. Uh, uh, you know, the product the product portfolio is just so huge. I remember, you know, when you're trying at that time, P2P was not really developed, especially in my country, in Kenya. You had to trust someone to send you the coins, but you know, right now, you know, buying crypto is as easy as at 5 minutes max, uh, 5 minutes max transaction with Binance P2P or Binance Express. And then in addition to that, you know, right now you're able to stake, you're able to earn on your coins on Binance. So if you're a holder, then, or hodler, you know, it's not just a matter of holding your digital assets. You can actually earn from them by when you stake your proof of stake coins, and which is, you know, a very good compared to any other service provider that I'll think about right now. I think Binance has the most advanced product portfolio, in my opinion.
Right, right. Amazing, amazing. Louis, do you have anything just to add on that before I just proceed with the Binance presentation as well?
Yeah, thank you, George. I think you've clearly said it all. I think maybe just a little bit of emphasis on the fact that Binance is quite a vast ecosystem that is actually all inclusive for any crypto newbie to the tech highly experienced trader or investor. So that is what Binance, I think, is capturing, and more so it's very dynamic in terms of product innovation and addition. Is actually that is what a normal exchange would do nowadays, whereby you keep adding products that is needed by the market. So that is one thing I can commend Binance for that. So thank you, George.
Amazing. Thank you very much. So that's amazing. So guys, remember, guys, remember, after this presentation, we'll be having Robert, you know, to give us his journey so far, how he has really, you know, the journey from inception up to what he has been seeing, what is happening right now, and so on. Okay, but before that, let me just quickly enlighten you guys about something really important here about the exchange itself. So let me just talk about so let me share my screen once again. Let me see. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see my screen. Okay, let me try sharing again. Yeah, so I think that is, I hope you guys can be able to see my screen right there. Yeah, so I'd like to explain that. Okay, cool. I'd like to explain that Binance has a very supportive customer service, okay? So in case you have any challenges, please ensure you go to our support channels, okay? We have our Binance announcement channels. You can just join in there. But also we have the Binance support, which is just directly on the exchange. You can also launch a live customer support chat, okay, and get to chat with our customer guys online, live and direct, okay, so that you can get instant assistance in case you're having any challenges with your either with the exchange platform or with maybe anything you've been doing. Let's say you sent some money, they've not arrived in the exchange, you're not sure what time they're arriving. Okay, so just to wrap it up, okay, for on the presentation, Binance, okay, this is a take home, okay? What you need to know by the end of the day. Binance is a crypto asset marketplace, okay? That exchanges fiat currencies into cryptocurrencies and vice versa. So it is a crypto asset marketplace, or a digital asset marketplace, or simply put, it's an exchange that exchanges fiat currencies. Now, fiat currencies, by saying fiat currencies, we mean the local currencies like Kenyan shillings, Ugandan shillings, Nigerian nairas, and so on. Okay, South African rand, and so on and so forth. So those are what we call the fiat currencies. The exchange was started in July 2017, and Binance leads in the crypto asset industry by trade volume, and it is used by millions of users in over 180 plus countries across the globe. So just to note that we are the lowest in terms of fees, okay? And we have diverse portfolio, high order book and liquidity, and fast execution times, and so on. Okay, and also the funds are protected by what you call SAFU. So this is SAFU. It's an insurance which protects. So 10% of the fees actually are locked into the call wallet to protect the funds in the exchange. And we talked about our mission, of course, is to be the world where people have the freedom to access, spend, and own and store and earn money. Okay, across. We talked about our mission and also our values. We
George, I think we seem to have lost you. I don't know whether it's on your side.
www.binance.com.
Can't hear you.
Okay, www.binance.com. So once you're on the exchange, you click on
George,
register.
hello.
Yes.
George, I think we had lost you for a minute or so.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you. Just start on this page again.
I start with this one or the previous one?
Yeah, from there. From section
Okay,
1,
cool.
from how to register. Yeah.
All right, great. Let me start from there. So I was saying, if you don't have an account with Binance, please ensure you have an account with Binance right now. And it's very simple to register. How to register with Binance? Okay, the first things you need to do is to go to www.binance.com, www.binance.com, and make sure, guys, it's binance.com. So you have to be careful with the phishing sites and so on. So you click on register, and then once you click on register, you just follow these steps. Okay, you just put your email, and then you put your strong password, and also you put you verify your account. So you go verify your email and so on. Also, something very important, guys, you need to do is to confirm your registration. So you have to go to the email. You receive an email which confirms that you are registering. So once you click that link, it actually enables you to log into the exchange successfully.
Again, it's
ID
gone
is
off.
important. I'm gone off again.
Yeah, for a second there. But it's okay. On the same page. It's okay. You can continue on the same page.
Okay, cool. So if you're in Kenya, the most important thing you need to do.
Hi, George. I think there's some call coming into your internet system. You keep breaking up. Do you want to try to fix that?
Okay.
We keep losing you at intervals. Maybe you want to change your network so we can have a hitch-free call.
I think probably he may be having some challenges on network. I don't know whether maybe Robert could proceed with as you wait for him to come back. Possibly, I mean, a brief about what your journey, and then maybe George can finish up later. But I think he's back now. Let's see whether he's fixed it.
All right, guys. I've actually changed my network line. I think the Wi-Fi has an issue or something. Yeah. So basically, I'm just wrapping it up on the registration
Yeah.
process, and then Robert will just pick it up very fast, right? So let me share my screen once again. Let me share my screen again. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. Okay, cool. I think I can now. Yes, so here we are. I hope you guys can see my screen now. And I'm hoping also my network will be obedient.
Yeah.
It's okay now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so some of the useful tips, okay, just make sure you have your identity documents. In Kenya, all you need is an ID card, okay? You can also use your passport. You can also use the Huduma number or Huduma card, okay? So one of the latest users we have actually verified using their Huduma card, and which is also new to me, okay? And of course, you just go through the verification process. It's very easy and simple. All you need to do is once you're logged into your exchange account, you just click on that icon over there, go to the identification side, and fill your details and follow these prompts. Okay, so the first important thing is to of course change that particular country. You make sure you are already showing that you're in Kenya. Okay, and then of course when you take your selfie, you put your basic information and you add your ID and your facial verification and so on. So it's a very simple process, guys. Anyone can be able to do it at the comfort of their laptop and or a phone. So once you complete that, you do what you call facial verification, whereby it's a process of just verifying your face with your mouth, move it around, and so on and so on. Okay, so just to make sure when you're taking a photo of your ID or passport, just make sure it's fully displayed, whereby someone can be able to see it fully. Okay, some of the important tips: don't just put it on the side and stuff like that. Avoid the bad lighting and so on. Yeah. So basically, that is about it. And once your account is verified, then you can be able to do transaction easily. You can be able to participate in our fiat payments. You can buy and sell cryptos using our P2P. You can also deposit money via the bank. You can also use your bank card and so on. Okay. Yeah. So basically, that's about it for now from my side. Okay. And I would like to stop sharing my screen here so that I can now give the chance to Mr. Robert Jogu to jump in with your with your crypto journey. Tell us how your journey has been this far. So maybe the first few minutes you'll just be talking about your journey, and then maybe we can have a question and answer from the guys here. We can also pick a few questions from the audience for you, Mr. Njogu. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, George. Thank you, Tish, for your time. Now, my journey actually in Bitcoin started back in 2013. In 2013, I tried a hand in Forex trading, and the platform in which I was trying the Forex trading introduced BTC as a safety product. At that point, I really didn't understand it, so I didn't take a lot of keen interest in it. I think at around that time, Bitcoin was trading. It was at around between 30 and 50, if I remember very well. And then like every other person who tries forex trading for the first time, your hands get burnt, and then you step out of that world. You try and go back to your normal life, and then later on, in 2015 is now when, after the 2014, boom, bull market. Sorry, 2015 people were still talking about Bitcoin, and that's how now I actually got now to understand the Bitcoin technology itself. That's when I first read the Bitcoin white paper. It made a lot of sense then in terms of the solution that it was offering. We were just about 8 years past the global recession of 2008, 2009. And actually around that time, so that's how I actually got into it. Following, I got introduced to the Reddit platform for Bitcoin. I think that then the main platform for Bitcoin was Bitcoin Talk. That's where you get all the updates on Bitcoins. And then after that, and then through that, I also learned about the other altcoins, because around that time is when that was the same, I think, a year after Ethereum had been launched. But the Bitcoin Talk forum was for maximalists, so they're all against or any other cryptocurrency that was there in the market. Uh, Interestingly, then there's a coin called Omni on a blockchain called Omni, and Omni actually is the one that later on where the USDT was actually developed on. So the technologies, the changes that happen in this industry are very interesting. They are Whatever is happening today and whatever is going to happen 2 years from now is going to be very, very different. So actually bought my first, now after this 2015, still trying to understand the technology, trying to understand the cryptocurrencies. I spent about a year before I bought my first Bitcoin. And I remember I bought my first Bitcoin. At that time, it was worth around, in 2016, it was worth around $350 then. I bought a full Bitcoin. I was very proud. Although I was also very skeptical, because I knew that I was taking a risk in an asset that has not been tested, you know, an asset class that has not been tested then. Uh, Now I've been in this journey for that whole period. Was there during the 2017 ICO craze and the bull market. At that point, I would categorize myself as a Bitcoin maximalist at that point, because for them, at around that time, Bitcoin was the only logical or sensible cryptocurrency that made sense at that point. And then I started learning more about the smart contract platforms, now Ethereum. And then that's when I was able now to connect that, Bitcoin is bringing in the P2P element of digital assets, while Ethereum is actually bringing in the governance bit using the smart contracts, which really blew my mind out. And then also coming into the ICO, seeing the use case for Ethereum at around that time, it just made a lot of sense. So we had an impressive late 2017, followed by the bear market in 2018. This bear market was harsh because I remember I lost quite a bit around that time. In fact, I even lost on my account being hacked. And then, just for information, the first Bitcoins that I bought, the ones that I bought in 2016, I lost them. I lost them because I bought them through a wallet, and I think George, if you remember, there was a wallet called Mycelium wallet back then. So I actually lost the key phrases for that wallet. So I lost whatever was in there. So it's among the 4 million BTC that is said to be lost or cannot be accessed right now. So I've literally seen this ecosystem grow. I've seen exchanges come, develop, not fit into the narrative. Back then, buying Bitcoin, even as early as 2017, was quite challenging. here in Kenya. You had to go through LBC, and it was quite a challenge. There were scammers in there that you could not, that you would not know if someone is a scammer or not, or you'd buy Bitcoin from someone who's hacked into someone's. You'd sell Bitcoins on someone who's hacked someone's bank account, and then it would be very, it would be very harsh on you in terms of the security agency coming up to you, since it's your bank account that received the monies from the from the hacked bank account. And then we had the bear market. It was quite a deep and hurtful, or there were some hard lessons during this bear market. It taught me patience. Seeing your portfolio go down by 80%, while initially it was, actually at that point I was in my country. I think I was a millionaire then, but then 2018 happened, and then 2019 still we were in the bear market until now, when early in February, March 2020, when this bull market started. I'm sure anyone who was there, who has been in the market since 2017, actually had not accepted that we're in a bull market up until around October or November last year, because that's when now we actually saw the big moves happening on specifically Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies. Because like for example, in 2018, the full market cap for the crypto assets was about 100 billion, down from down from 850 billion in January of 2018. So you can see how humbling it was for anyone who was there, because I'm sure quite a number of us thought that we were actually believing that maybe this digital asset is, maybe this thing is a scam, as people are saying is a scam. But if you believe in the technology, or if you believe in what is behind cryptocurrencies, especially the mainstream ones, or the ones that have the ones that have a logical problem that you're solving, then you'd know that cryptocurrencies are the future. Right now,
A utility.
yeah, exactly. Understanding the utility of the coin, then you'd understand that cryptocurrencies are the future. Right now, very many central banks are actually looking at, getting into the digital currency space. Now, in my opinion, I'm not the type that is against the government doing whatever they're going to do with your fiat, digital fiat, or whatever they're going to do. But I believe that the current crypto market as it is, it's going to grow. It's going to be bigger. Earlier on in February, I'd actually, in my analysis of the market, I know that probably in the next 3 years, the crypto market will be at $10 trillion, and that might actually be an understatement in my opinion, because of how, if you look at how the world economy is going right now, then you're sure that something big is about to happen to the current economy as it is. And one of the areas that you'd want to secure your assets right now is in the digital space. And the best digital asset that you can hold right now is either Bitcoin, Ethereum, or at least the main top 50 crypto assets that are there in the market. Yeah, so I think that's it. Those are my thoughts on cryptocurrencies. I think in Africa, now I'll speak about Africa specifically. I think in Africa, our P2P market has really grown. I think anyone who is in the P2P market right now in Africa on the crypto assets is seeing phenomenal growth. So there's a lot of demand, and we are just scratching the market right now. It's just starting. I believe we are yet to see the full potential of digital assets in Africa. I think actually it is in Africa that you're going to see a lot of retail investors getting into the digital assets, getting into the digital assets, market, because it's quite interesting, and I believe that it has a very sound future. Thank you, George.
Wow, wow, amazing. That's a really deep, deep journey you have shared with us right now. And I've seen from your journey, actually, you've experienced so much. Okay, from losing
Yeah.
access, from not, protecting your private keys and stuff like that, to experiencing one of the deepest dips you have ever faced, the 80% market, and also seeing this current bull run which we are in right now. But there's something you have mentioned which sounds so interesting, which I really feel I think you need to maybe point fingers on it or put more flesh to it. You say someone understanding the technology helps them understand, or rather, trust the value of this ecosystem which we are in. Just add more flesh to that.
I think it's as simple as we have an asset that is controlled by a code. So it's not controlled by human emotions. It's not controlled by greed. It's not controlled by trust. That's why we call most of the digital assets trustless. It's not that they don't. It's not that they don't have trust in them, but the trust of a second party to meet their side of the bargain is now what you leave to the code, which is the key selling point for me, which is a key point in the digital assets, that we get into a transaction that if I'm able to meet my point of the bargain, then I earn what I'm supposed to earn. But you see, right now the system the way it is that, like for example, if I'm a developer, I will maybe create for your software, and then if you don't have an agreement on a smart contract, is that I will trust that you will pay me after I'm done developing your whatever system that you have. But you can imagine if you put now this agreement in a smart contract, and you actually stick the amount that you're supposed to pay me, that as soon as I'm done with the project and we are agreeable that I'm done with the project, then you release the funds to me. I think it just brings in a very important aspect of the crypto assets or the cryptocurrencies. Like mainly like any cryptocurrency that has a smart contract for me is a big sell. Is something that I would want to hold for the longest time, possible, because I know that is where the future is moving at. Just You see, most people don't understand that if you read the Bitcoin white paper, the most important thing on that document is that this is a peer-to-peer it's going to be a peer-to-peer service. And earlier on, I'd mentioned that once I started getting to understand the smart contract platform is actually when I now got to understand the actual use cases of the different digital assets that they have, because what they present, or what they present to the masses has such a huge potential that the element of shortcuts will no longer be there. It's either or not. A code is a binary. It's a 0 or a 1. I've done it or I've not done it. If I've done it, then you give me what you need to give me. If I've not done it, then there are governance that happens to actually justify why the other party, the receiver party, should not receive the assets.
Interesting.
So yeah,
Okay.
so it's quite huge. I think for me, it's the potential is enormous.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
lately we have seen most guys jump into crypto without going, or rather understanding how the tech works, or rather trusting the technology behind it. And one person talking about something online or tweets about something, then the whole market is changing. Do you think that is because most people don't trust the technology?
Not really, but I think it's because the market, not the technology. The technology, anyone who understands the technology will really have trust in it. But the market, you see, the people who are treating and influencing the market, they're not influencing the technology. They're influencing the market or the digital, the value of the asset that you're talking about. And that actually goes against the principle of decentralization, that no single individual should be able to influence any network per se. And so I think if if it's one person talking about the assets, then they don't actually influence the code itself or the technology itself. They only influence the market that is of which this asset is riding on, but not the code itself. I think the
All right.
developers, like for example on ETH or on BSC chain, the developers are still working. It doesn't matter what whoever says about the network or about the platform, they are still developing. And I
Yeah.
think you remember back in I remember CZ back in 2018 when we were getting into the bear market. I remember he tweeted and he said something like, you know, build biddle. I think he's the one who
Yeah.
started that biddle thing.
Bedla. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think he said that as as the market, as people as bleeding in the market, the technology itself is still growing. People are still building,
People are
and I think that's
building.
the yeah, and I think that's the reason why uh, the Binance ecosystem has grown the way it has over the last 4 years to the level at which it's huge. It's only that I can't mention names, but I've been in other
Yeah,
exchanges that it's only the UI that has changed. But
exactly.
on Binance, it's the ecosystem, it's the product portfolio, it's different types of assets that it's just a huge ecosystem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, from your journey as well, um, you talked about how you've seen the P2P platform evolve
Yeah.
from people selling BTC and cryptos from one wallet to another, manually or face to face, to using other platforms like the old platforms guys who have been using all this time, to the new platforms which you have, like now the new Binance P2P platform, which has been here and is a game
Yeah.
changer. What is your
Yeah.
take about that evolution?
Um, it's things have changed. Things have really, really changed. It's a whole new play field right now in the P2P world. There are better. I think right now there are even better escrow services that are there. I remember back in the day, you'd buy your Bitcoin and you'd trust that that person would actually send the Bitcoin. And Bitcoin takes about 10 to 20 minutes to transfer to your wallet. And I remember how nauseating it was to wait for those 10 minutes. You've sent your money, you have 10 minutes to wait for the guy to release your Bitcoin, and you just trust that person that is going to release your Bitcoin. But even with that, because of the lack of control then on the platforms that were there were quite a number of scammers. You'd actually send your money and you don't receive your Bitcoins, and you try, and then the platforms there were, they really had that decentralized principle then, in a way that there was actually no customer service that you could call and find out why you've not received your funds. I think the only place you'd go would actually to try and look at your account to see whether there are any transaction hashes on your on your wallet, and it was actually quite challenging. But right now, if you look at specifically the Binance P2P, the two options, the P2P and the Binance Express, they're quite, anyone who's been there would actually tell you that this is quite revolutionary, because you almost trust that you're going to get your funds. The P2P, they're verified. The verified sellers in there, and I've actually met quite a number of the sellers who are still, they're actually the OGs of the market. They're still there, even on the Binance on the Binance channel, on the Binance platform, which is very safe. I'd actually call it safe for me. I'd feel very comfortable to transact on the Binance platform.
Absolutely. So actually, what we'll be doing in the next few minutes, we'll be showing guys how to check or to verify traders on the Binance P2P platform, and how to buy and sell on the Binance P2P. But just before that, Louis, do you have any question for Robert just before we wrap it up for him?
No, I'm good. That was quite insightful. That's okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for that feedback. So I think we will just be jumping in directly to my screen. I'll just be sharing my screen so that I can take you guys on the how to trade, or rather how to buy cryptos directly on the P2P exchange. Thank you very much, Robert, for that interesting session. It was really insightful, and your journey has just been your experience. And maybe I will just ask you one more last one, because my guy Louis doesn't have a question. What is your advice for anyone who wants to jump into the crypto right now?
Wow. I say, like I said earlier on, I see us going to 10 trillion not long from now. It's still early. You can imagine the world. Let me just put this into context. The world bond market, which is an alternative asset, is worth $120 trillion.
Yeah.
Now, the world is moving to the digital field. So imagine how huge these digital assets are going to be in the next 10 years.
Okay.
At 1.9 trillion market cap right now, it's still it's baby steps. I'm sure even the major hedge funds, or the main guys who are controlling the world economy, they know that this is coming, and they either they like it or not, they'll have to get into it. And the fact that these assets are assets that are owned by communities will propel them to greater heights. So I believe we're still early. Yeah. We might be at the top of the market, in my opinion, or rather, the correction is quite deep. We might see a deeper correction, but I still believe that we're still early. We're still early in the market. We're still early in the we're still in the early stages. Sorry, we're still in the early stages of the crypto market. Yeah.
All right, you're still very early in the crypto markets. That's according to Mr. Robert Njogu. And actually, I think this, according to you, this is the right time, for anyone to just jump in and be part of this ecosystem.
Yeah, true.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. So let me now go ahead and share my screen. Yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen right now. I don't know if you guys can. Okay. All right, cool. So I am logged into my Binance account. Okay, so this is Binance.com. Always make sure you verify that it is Binance.com that you're logging in. Okay, that is very important. And then once you're logged into your account, this is how the exchange account looks like. Okay, so there is so much here. You can find buy crypto, you can buy via bank, you can use your credit card, you can also do a P2P trading platform. So we are going to talk about the P2P, highlighting on the Kenyan market. Like, how do you buy cryptocurrencies, buy and sell if you're in Kenya? Okay, so let's click here. First of all, you need to change your currency to your local currency. So in this case, I'll have to change my currency to Kenyan shillings. Okay, so if I change to my currency to Kenyan shilling, then I come and click on P2P. Okay, P2P. So this is where it brings me. Binance P2P, buy and sell your crypto locally. So remember, if I want to buy any Bitcoins, this is how I do it, or any other cryptocurrencies. So if you come to P2P platform, you can see two things here. You can see P2P, you can see the icon is on buy, and then you can see express. Okay, so we'll talk about both what is P2P and what is express. You can also see sell. Okay, so if I want to sell, this is where we click, but I'll come and talk about this as well. You can also see the currencies which I can be able to buy on P2P. We can see USDT. Okay, so USDT is a stable currency. It's a stable coin. It's pegged one-on-one on dollar. So one USDT is roughly $1. Okay, just that. Okay, so basically it's a stable coin. You don't invest in USDT. You buy it to convert to other currencies or other cryptocurrencies that you want to change. Okay, you can also see BTC. So BTC is Bitcoin. Okay, it's a ticker symbol for Bitcoin. You can also see BUSD. So BUSD, it's Binance USD. Basically, it's a stable coin developed by Binance ecosystem, which is pegged one-on-one on dollar as well. So these are another stable coin. You can see BNB. So you can be able to buy BNB on P2P platform. You can also see Ethereum here. ETH is Ethereum. You can also see Dogecoin. I can buy Dogecoin on P2P. And you can see DAI. So DAI also is a stable coin for basically for decentralized, for DeFi, okay? Mainly used for DeFi. So if you come down here, you'll be able to see that my currency is on CNY. This is Chinese yuan. So I have to change this currency to Kenyan shillings for me to be able to see the Kenyan traders here. So I change my currency to Kenyan shillings and I click that. And what it does after that, basically, it starts looking for the Kenyan traders. Okay, so it's searching for the traders in Kenya. Okay, so there we are. Okay, number one, you can see Coin Mama here. Okay, you can see Coin Mama. He has his platform buying at 109.05. Okay, his volume is between 1,000 and basically 1,000. So this is his minimum he has to sell. So if I want to buy, let's say 10,000 worth of Kenyan shillings, worth of USDT, I won't be able to buy from him, even though his prices are quite affordable. Okay, because he does not have enough or sufficient volume which I'm looking for. You can also see another guy called Point Kate. Okay, Point Kate. He has this guy has. Okay, his price already is 109.05, and he can sell up to 19,700. That's not enough. Maybe that's not what I'm looking for example. So basically, this is what the volume tells you, what these guys are selling. Also, it also shows you the payment methods. You can see M-Pesa. Okay, this guy receives only M-Pesa and bank transfers. This one receives only M-Pesa. Okay, if you come to BADA, he has enough volume. Okay, not actually so much yet, but if you can see that he also accepts bank transfers, he also accepts M-Pesa and also M-Pesa paybill. Okay, and so on and so forth. So you can see all these guys are ready to sell you cryptocurrencies right about now. So if I'm comfortable, let's say if I want to buy Bitcoins worth 1,000 and I'm happy with Coin Mama, I can just come and click buy. But before you do that, guys, I also want to show you what other things do you look at to be sure that the person you're trading with, so that you can instill further confidence that whatever or whoever you're trading with is reputable. Okay, he knows what he's doing. Okay, we just don't want to buy from people who don't have an understanding on how the business works. Even in our local markets, in Mama Mboga's shops, we will prefer to go to the one who is known by people, the one who has a lot of products, or rather the one who has enough enough supply of whatever you want to buy. So you just don't want to go to someone who is just starting their business. Okay, you want someone who has an experience and so on. So I want to show you guys how to look at that. Number one thing which you can also look at here, it's this yellow tick. This yellow tick shows that this person is a verified merchant. By verified merchant means that Binance has taken time to know this person, check their details, know where they live, has enough information about this person. Also, it also means that this person has been trading for a while to acquire this badge. So you can see PointKate. PointKate does not have that particular tick, all right? But you can see this one has. But do we rule PointKate as a bad trader? Maybe not, okay? But there's other things we can look at so that we can give confidence. If you look at Brian, yeah, this guy is actually called Brian Adams. So if you look at B Ada, okay, B Ada has this tick as well, okay? Now, something else which you look at is the number of orders they have done. You can see this guy, Coin Mama, has done 437 orders, okay? PointKate has done 94 orders, not bad. Okay, B Ada has done 724 orders. So if I was to trade among these 3 people or these 4 people here, I will definitely go for B Ada because he has enough, he has traded enough. Okay. Also, something else we look at is the completion rate. So you can see this completion rate for B Ada is at 98.91%. This is really good. Coin Mama as well is at 91.61%. PointKate is 78. So basically, personally, I look for anyone who has 85% and above rating. If you have anything lower than that, I won't go for that. You can see Crypto Colo has 85, not bad, but he only does 6 orders. Okay, he has only done 6 orders, and also is not a verified merchant. So that one maybe I might not go for. If you see my dash here, he has over 1,642 orders and 98% completion rate. This is really, really good. Hasuvi has over 2,000 and so on and so forth. So if I want, let's say, to buy from Mardesh, for example, his minimum order is 270. Okay, and yeah, so I can just come and click, let's say, buy here. Okay, buy from Mardesh, and then it tells me here that his order will take roughly 15 minutes. Okay, available USDT to sell is 134. So that is out approximately, if I want to buy all of these, that's approximately almost 15,000 Kenyan shillings or so. And then, so I come down here and scroll and see how I can pay. I can pay by M-Pesa, and his terms and so on are all laid out there. Okay, so I can scroll down and complete this transaction if I'm happy. So if I want to buy all his cryptos, I'll just click there. So I want to pay what? I want to pay in Kenyan shilling, for example. Oh, someone has just bought, by the way. Have you noticed his volume has gone down? So someone has just bought, is now at 88.38. This is what is remaining. So if I want to buy right now, I can just place the amount of cryptos I want to buy. Let's say I want to buy for, his minimum is 270 shillings. So if I want to buy, let's say, for 500, I can click there and I'll be able to pay 4.58. Okay, and I click buy USDT. All right, I click buy USDT and send him the money to his M-Pesa. So I can complete this transaction right now. Let me just see if I have that sufficient amount on my M-Pesa right now. Let me check. Okay, so yeah, so let me click buy USDT. Okay, it tells me it has successfully placed my order, and it brings me to this window whereby it shows me the it shows me the amount which I'm supposed to pay in Kenyan shillings, and also tells me please confirm that you have successfully transferred the money to the seller. I have not transferred yet. Okay, so how am I paying? I'm paying him by M-Pesa. Okay, so I'll click pay by M-Pesa. And this is his phone number. So this is his M-Pesa Safaricom. Yeah, let me pay by M-Pesa Safaricom. This is pay bill, I believe. So if I pay by M-Pesa, I'll just send him 500 shillings to this number. So let me do that right now. Okay, let me do that right about now so that I can show you guys how easy it is to buy cryptos using. So his number is 0706 double four, sorry, 7283. All right, 7283. And then I put my amount there, 500 shillings. I say okay, and boom, I send him the money. Okay, and once he received sending money to Dennis, that is his name here, Dennis, and direct. Okay, so once that funds have been transferred to his account, I come and click transferred. Okay, so basically I've already paid. Guys, please remember, do not click transferred if you have not paid. Okay, these guys are here to do business and you don't need to keep holding their trade. So if you have not paid, do not click transferred. So on my case here, I'll just click transferred because I've just received a message also from Safaricom that he has already received his money. So I'll click confirm. Okay, I've confirmed. I can confirm that I have paid him. Okay, and also he has a message here in case it takes more than 5 minutes. I can call him, just to check on him if he's available online and so on. Okay, and I will wait. All right, and I will wait. Now let's go to another way of buying cryptos. So I've shown you how to buy on P2P. Okay, and I've shown you how to buy on P2P. Let me also show you how to buy using Express. So you come and click here on Express. Okay, so an Express is actually very simple. The Express side of it is that it helps you, it removes the stress from you. You don't need to go through the hustle and bustle of looking for the merchant or who to buy from. Okay, what this does is that it gives you the bitcoins or the cryptocurrencies that you're looking for, or the type of crypto you're looking for at your desired value with the available merchant at that particular time and the person who is ready to trade. So, for example, if I want to buy, this one is still taking me to China, so let me change to my Kenyan shillings here, and I click Kenya. Okay, so I'm receiving a notification. I believe that is my order coming through, but I will check on it after this. So if I want to buy, let's say 500 worth of USDT, you can see here now you can also select your currency. Okay, you can select Bitcoin, BUSD, and so on. But right now we are on USDT. So if you select your USDT, okay, and then it can show you the rate there. It doesn't show you who you're buying from, but what the exchange does, it selects you the merchant who is available and ready to sell you. Okay, remember also, you can also change this to any currency which you wish to buy. Okay, so let me assume we want to buy from, let's just proceed with this. So if you click buy, okay, if you click buy, it will just send you to this particular, it tells you which method of payment you want to do. So personally, maybe I want to choose M-Pesa, and if I'm happy, I just click confirm purchase. Okay, so what it does that, let me just proceed, but I'll cancel this one since I have another order ongoing. So you see, it successfully places the order. Okay, but it will bring me here and show me the merchant which the exchange has selected for me. So the exchange has selected the same guy whom I've bought from. Okay, it has selected Dennis because Dennis is actually online. Okay, but what I'm going to do here, I'm going to cancel because I've already done another transaction from him. So I'll just cancel here. Why don't you want to trade? Well, I don't want to trade anymore, but I do not meet. Basically, I just want to trade this one because I already have another transaction ongoing. Okay, yeah, so I'll cancel that order, cancel. You can see that. Okay, so basically that is how simple it is to make a transaction or to buy cryptos using our P2P platform. Okay, so let's check if we have actually received the cryptos which you have bought from. Just a minute. All right, so let me go back here and also, yeah, so it's telling me that my order is processing. Okay, so I'm waiting for my order to process through, so I can keep waiting for that to come through. And then I've received a notification that my order has been completed. So basically, I should have received my 4 point. Okay, I've received that notification. I should have received it also on the exchange as well. But I can just come here to my wallet, P2P, and check. Okay, if I didn't receive the notification, I can just check here, and then it will tell me if my order completed or not. All right, so let's come here, and then we check my USDT balance on P2P. So let me click show. Yeah, so you can see I've received my 4.58 USDT. Okay, this is in my P2P wallet. So basically, this is the order which I've just bought from that trader. What was his name? Dennis or something like that. Yeah, something like that. So basically, that is how fast and easy it is to buy from using our P2P platform. Now, let me also quickly show you how also you can do the same by selling when you are selling. So for example, you can come here, okay, and click P2P as well. And then once you're on your P2P, yes, here, P2P, you can select on sell. So let's say you have your cryptos, you have been trading, you have made your profits, and you now want to sell your cryptos to someone else. So you can come and do the same here. You just click sell. Okay, just ensure that your cryptos are already in. They're already in they're already in your P2P wallet. So when you come here, you'll find a lot of sellers here. Now, I would like to warn you guys, some of the, you see like these sellers here, okay, like these ones here, these are fake sellers, okay? All these guys here, okay, because they are rates, number one, they are rates, they are not the right ones, okay? So you need to note that, you see also the orders they have done, their completion rate. So don't go for this type of too good to be true kind of traders, okay? They just want to lure you in to buy their crypto, but they will just frustrate you. Either they'll not release the money to you or something like that. So avoid this type of traders, okay? Just go down to the real traders. Always use either a verified merchant, as I said, or like this one, the other is here, okay? There are many verified merchants you can always use. But these guys who are not verified and their rates are unexpected to be too good to be true, okay? 1 Kenyan shillings is roughly 110. So anyone selling you over and above that price or double of that price, I mean, that is not true, okay? So these are the normal trading rates, okay? It should be around there, okay? It should not really go all the way up, all right? So yeah, so I think I can now. So basically that is how to place your sell trade. So you can choose now someone like, let's say, be added down here, like I showed you, and then you can click on sell BTC, sell USDT. So if you have your USDT you want to sell to him, okay, you just place your order. How much do you want to sell? You put here, let's say, like for me, for example, I have 4. His limit is more than that, so he can't buy this. He wants to buy above 600. Okay, so he has yeah, so basically can't sell to me, I can't sell to him, okay, and so on. So if you go down, you'll see that I'll be able to pay to him, but unfortunately he can't be able to trade with me because of the limit he has set for himself. Also, if you don't want to stress, just click on Express. All right, just click on Express. The exchange will choose the trader for you. Okay, just come here and okay, this is loading. So the minimum we can sell is $20, right? Unfortunately, on my account I have how much? I have the minimum I can sell here is $20. So in my account I have just bought $4, so that's not sufficient. So let's say if I want to sell $100, okay, of course it will tell me I have insufficient because in my P2P wallet I don't have that amount. And then now it will look for a trader who can be able to buy this. Okay, and I'll click sell and follow the same process. So basically that is how simple it is to buy and sell cryptos on Binance Exchange. Very simple. If you're in Kenya, this is how you can do it easily. Guys keep asking me all the time, how can I pay with M-Pesa? I've just shown you how to buy cryptos using your M-Pesa on our P2P platform. Okay, very, very simple and very easy, and you receive your cryptos in very few minutes. And remember, I've just shown you for USDT. So you can come to Bitcoin as well. Okay, you can come click here BTC. It will bring you the traders who are selling Bitcoin to you. So they'll show you their prices. Like now, Pure Bliss is selling one Bitcoin at 3.9 million Kenyan shillings. You can always buy a fraction. Remember, the minimum, in fact, from Pure Bliss, you can buy as low as 300 shillings worth of Bitcoin. Okay, the maximum actually can sell you is 444 shillings. So it doesn't have much volume. So if you want to buy from Speedy Squirrel, you can also buy from Speedy. One Bitcoin is selling at 4 million. So the minimum you can buy from Speedy is Bitcoin's worth 270. Okay, and the maximum you can buy is Bitcoin worth 26,000 shillings. Dancoin, El Guapo, Eddie Mugi, and so on. There's so many guys here. Okay, guys, you can see I'm actually focusing on the verified merchants because those are the guys who actually are, you're sure those are the people who are doing the real business here. Okay, and I'm not saying, you see, like I'm the goldfish. Okay, this lady has already 171 orders, 90.48 completion rate. So we can't rule them out. Okay, but we just have to make sure we deal with verified merchant because we are sure that the right people. Kim Dollar has 12 orders. So this guy is pretty new. We can't really trade with that. You can see Cry Kachi has 5 orders only. So as much as his completion rate is good, but he doesn't have a lot of experience. So we won't go for such kind of a guy. Eddie Moog, you can see he's a verified merchant. He has enough orders and 99.91 completion rate. I'll definitely go for Eddie. Okay. And many other verified merchant in the platform. So I think that's about it. You can now come to BUSD, BNB, Ethereum, and so on, and do your purchases. If you want to just do some quick tutorial, you can come and click video tutorial here and listen through and see an explanation. But for now, guys, I think that's about it for today on the P2P, how you can buy and sell your cryptocurrencies at ease using the Binance exchange. Okay, using the Binance exchange. All right. Back to my panelists. Did you see that live transaction we just did? Let me have your feedback.
Yeah, thanks. I think George, that was quite clear, and the flow was easy because I think that is the most questions that we get from people, that how do I buy, how do I sell? So
Right.
it's as simple as doing that, and the more you do it, the more it becomes simple. At times people think it's very, or they see it as intimidating, but it's not. It's just that you've never done it before. Yeah, it's very simple.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, nice. That's a good feedback from Tick. Is it Tick or Teach?
Teach. Yeah.
Okay, Teach. Okay, cool. Robert, what did you see about that process of buying and selling cryptos on Binance Exchange? Oh, sorry, you're mute. In case you're speaking.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's very efficient. You see, it took less than 3 minutes. Very fast. Able to transact. I think the Binance has in terms of how they've verified their P2P merchants on the platform is very good. There's always someone online. And maybe just something that I would like to add. Maybe we can share the screen again. I just want to add something on that P2P aspect. How to avoid those guys who have exaggerated rates.
Yeah, let me just share that right now so that we can add. Okay, so I'm here. Yes. So let me click on the sell icon because those guys usually sell. They actually want to buy.
No, it's still not displaying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's okay now. I think it's So
yeah.
Whether you want to buy or sell. So if you go to buy, click on buy, and let's act like we're buying USDT.
Okay.
So how I try to avoid these people with ridiculous rates is that I click on all payments.
All payments.
No, on the other side, in the middle of the screen.
Okay, here.
Yeah, click on that.
Yeah.
And then I highlight M-Pesa, M-Pesa Kenya Safaricom. That automatically, that automatically gives you people who are only on M-Pesa, and that makes it much easier for you to get. See, like the first one here is 109, which is the standard, which is the current standard rate. You do the same when you're selling. Go to the payments part, click on M-Pesa if you're using M-Pesa. It gives you
So you see, actually you're right. So you see, right now they have already been fished out immediately.
Exactly.
So I think that is something to note for our listeners and our users. So if you because if you put all payments, these guys with ridiculous rates, actually number one, they're not in the country. Okay, they're in some foreign country trying to lure some people here. Okay, and when you sell when you sell them cryptos, they'll tell you actually my crypto will take like the transfer. I've done a bank transfer, it will take 2 to 3 days to reflect in your bank. Please release the cryptos. Okay, that's how they do it. But and if you release, that's it. Okay, and remember, the rule of Binance is that do not release your cryptos asset if you have not seen the money in your account. You have to make sure you log into your account and verify that you have received the money. So these guys with the ridiculous rates here, they just want to break that rule and also lure people who don't have an understanding on how things work. So one way, which as a Kenyan, basically our easiest mode of payment is M-Pesa, okay, or Paybill. So if you come and change here and put M-Pesa, okay, just M-Pesa, simple. You'll only have Kenyans who accept M-Pesa and also bank transfer. So if you just want all these persons who do M-Pesa, definitely they're in Kenya. Okay, you cannot be a foreign and having an M-Pesa account. It's very hard for that. So basically, these guys are already in Kenya and they can be able to transact with M-Pesa. So that is one good input from Robert, which you can actually fish out these people who are not actually in Kenya and they're trying to lure people. So that's a very good input. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add on that?
No, I think that's it. I think you've seen how efficient it is so fast. You get your merchant. There's always someone online, even if you go at 1 a.m. There'll always be someone trying to, sell his coins. So it's a very efficient way of buying cryptocurrencies.
All right. Amazing. That is super cool. I'm actually excited about that feedback. Okay, I think we are good. We are so good and done with that session. And so now I would like to listen to my guy Louis. Okay, please, the floor is yours. So you need to tell us about okay, what you do like to tell us about what you like our viewers to learn being a Binance angel, okay, and having worked with Binance for quite some time right now. So you've been managing our community. You have heard what guys have been saying. So what advice, just general concept, what would you like to give them and what you'd like to say? So the floor is yours. Feel free to just say what you need to say.
All right. Thank you, George, for that. As in this moment, I think for me, it's basically just to share. I was just checking on my chat sheets. I think it's 30 days short of 1 year being a Binance Angel. So that's a good. It's a good day to actually share the journey as well. So I probably just prepared some few pointers just to share with the community on why actually I love doing what I'm doing, educating and creating a sensible awareness. For me, I think actually I was impressed, Robert. You knew crypto way back. I think you're one of the few guys I've met who knew Bitcoin from way back. For me, I think it was in 2016, I came to hear about cryptocurrencies on a session, but it didn't even click even anything. I was totally zoned out. But only 1 year later, I think around 2017, in August, 2017 August, that is 1 year later, it then again came across to me. Then I was like, I think I need to really check out this Bitcoin thing. What is it? It's I think it's since then I took a deep dive, basically trying to get the concept without even putting in any of my money, because I'm one very skeptical guy. I really like to look at all the angles on what this kind of animal is. So I think I took some courses. I was on YouTube. I followed Andreas Antonopoulos, that's who has actually have learned a lot. I think I have all his books. So I think that is what has really given me that level of belief that this is something for the future. And without, even for me, even if the price goes to even whatever, even to zero, I still know what the technology is. But unfortunately, that is what most of us or most people out there is driving them, price. But beyond the price, there's a very huge technology that slowly, I think people are sobering up to it. But to take such sessions to show this, maybe let me just share my screen on what I've prepared. It's not going to be long, just I think maybe 10 minutes. Just to let me share screen. Okay. Yeah, so let me do that. Window. Okay. So just a moment. Okay, I think there we go. So I hope my screen is visible right now. So I just settled by Binance Angel Journey. I mean, because somebody might ask, would I like do it again, even if I'm asked to do it? Yes, and I think I'll do it even more better and even more with more passion right now, because I think I have seen what the 10 months as 11 months have done for me. Why basically Binance is, I think George has explained most of the reasons why Binance is one of the the global exchange in terms of cryptocurrencies, with more than I think what high is it 1,000 coins. So that is an all-inclusive platform, and the fact that they are innovative in what they are doing, and of course this is what I think I talked about. The growth that we are seeing is actually very much it's a community driven. Community meaning we Binance take a look at anything that is progressive. I mean, I remember just recently when we were starting the Telegram group for Kenya. I think it was almost 1 year now that it started. Right now we are in the numbers of 6,000, and I saw it from zero. And I think that shows you how the growth is happening. And of course, for me as a person, as Louis, it really aligns with what I'm foreseeing in the crypto space, because you want somewhere that you can do all your things. You can trade your cryptos. You can trade if you're a trader, if you're a crypto trader, if you're a investor, you can trade whatever coins, you can hold whatever coins, and still sell them to your local currency on the P2P platform, which George had just taken us through. So that is one thing that maybe really caught my attention, and I think I'll be doing it all through. And also, just to summarize again, I think these are screenshots from Binance. Looking at the ecosystem, you see there is a blockchain crypto asset exchange. That is what Binance basically does. And then we have the investment and fundraising. That is the likes of BC, the Binance Smart Chain projects, whereby if you're a developer, if you're you do coding, you have your projects, you can do it. There's a place for you to do it. If you are doing research, that is part of Binance Academy, learning, getting knowledge. You can do that by the Binance Academy, which I think I'll talk about briefly. And then, of course, support and adoption. That's where now Binance Angel comes in. So as an angel, maybe some of us might be wondering, what do angels do? So angels basically we help users on the platform just to maneuver around, because maybe some people don't know how to where to do the upload to upload the ID. They don't know where to maybe to sell their coins. They don't know how to trade. So just a little bit of help. Not really. We are not support. We are not the support system for, as in the official support where you send your tickets. For us, we're just volunteers. That is what it is. We are just volunteers helping, basically championing the Binance growth, as you see over there, spreading freedom of money and building the infrastructure for blockchain ecosystem. That is what Binance Angels do. Again, of course, we handle questions. We drive conversations in terms of what people are talking about. We basically give guidelines on what to go about. And of course, maintaining and moderate online sessions. I'm sure most of us, you've heard of Ask Me Anything. You have people who have their projects and they want them to be known in the community. So at times I come in to, or rather any angel can come in and moderate those kind of AMA sessions, Ask Me Anything sessions for some projects that are coming up. And of course, we provide basically market feedback. If there is any concern, any question, maybe there's an issue maybe you raised and it has not been there too, we just maybe escalate your concern to the support, the official support for Binance. That is after some time. So that is what basically we do. To some challenges about being an angel, of course, most of us, we at times get our inbox full of questions. People mistake that we are the Binance support, but not really. We are basically like a secondary support system for Binance. So at times people ask you very many questions that at times you find they are in the platform. And unfortunately, so to say, I think George will agree with me, people are lazy. Humans are lazy usually, but it takes a little bit of going the extra edge for you to learn. None of us, I think, you're basically getting you're getting an advantage with such sessions, because most of us we got banned. I believe you had Robert's story. I'm sure even Wakisha, you've got banned sometime. So that is the challenges of being a fast mover. But the more and more people learn, you get to hear from people who've done it. So you don't have to get to fail the same mistakes again, and you're here. So with that, I think there are two things I wanted to talk about, which one I've already talked about, that is Binance Angel being a support system. Secondly is the Binance Academy. So Binance Academy is one place that you can really learn a lot of stuff. It has a lot of content that you cannot get over it. You really need to take time and learn. It has all those questions that you have. How do I trade? How do I do this? Everything is there. You just need to take time and go through the sessions. That is what I usually advise and also encourage new users coming in. Even at times, even if you're a pro user, at times just take time to remind yourself what it is that you are doing within the ecosystem. Lastly, before I go to the last session I wanted to share, before you actually put in any cent on crypto, know why you are coming to this space. Is it you're coming because of the big gains, or what is it that you're coming to do? And I think this goes back to the recent bull run that we had. You hear everybody is now becoming sort of the expert. They want to tell you doing that, but without you doing your own research, doing your own due diligence, I think you are just, for lack of a better word, you're gambling. That's why you need to take time and learn, take time and understand what you're doing, and most importantly, know what you're doing. They say, I think if you are a trader, and I think this is one of the things that you need to have, always do trade with a plan. Always do trade with a plan. Don't just buy, because I think the biggest thing that happened a couple of weeks ago is we have very many crypto or Twitter influencers talking about, I think in crypto we call it shilling. they are shilling their coins. Maybe somebody bought a cryptocurrency and they want to shilling basically is popping up the price. So they'll tell you all ABCD, then you get to FOMO. So you want to buy, you feel that you're missing out. So in that case, you put in your money, then it happens that maybe they were dumping the coin. So that's why you don't follow anybody blindly. Just do your own research. Take time to understand what you're. There's nothing you're missing. There's nothing you're missing. Crypto is very big. We're just starting, and at times not even buying anything. Just learning is profitable enough. You don't have to physically buy anything. And I think I saw this tweet yesterday from CZ, who is the founder of Binance. He said tweets that hurt other people's finances are not funny and responsible. I think that is in view of what happened recently. And this quote is very interesting. Great power with great responsibility is of course great. And of course, a great power with random humor, not great and not funny. And I think that is what most crypto influencers do. They at times talk about something maybe not even knowing, and people actually follow that blindly. So for you to not follow something blindly, you need to take time and understand. You need to take time and learn. And of course, he says, don't be manipulated. You should not take this as, of course, as financial advice. So to summarize what I was just saying, very important. Don't trust. You need to verify. And I think that's one thing that also George was explaining earlier. You need to work with verified merchants. Those are people that maybe you don't need to really worry much. So don't trust. Verify. Verify anything that you're reading, that you're being told, or that somebody's proposing to you. Why are they telling you to buy this? Why are they telling you to buy that? It's better that you buy something based on your own research, based on your own understanding. The other thing is crypto is all about self-education. That is why, again, Binance Academy is a key element. We have Binance ambassadors who basically so Binance support them to do education, and of course there are normally things to be won here and there, but of course the key thing is self-education on cryptocurrencies. That is the thing. And then again, you need to follow believable people in the ecosystem. That is believable people. And on top of that, you need again to do your own research after that. That is very key. And then second last, you have to first stick your risk management strategies. What I mean is you know why you are buying something. And when something is going south or going east, you need to know when to exit. You need to know when to stay on, based on how you defined your entry position. That is what I think I can say on that. And of course, your trading plan. You don't just buy something out of a hype or out of fear of missing out. And then lastly, which is very key, baby steps. Baby steps. Just start small. I have seen people come in. I think maybe Robert, you can maybe perhaps share something on that. Especially people who've been trading forex. They come into crypto with the knowing of forex. Then when they get here, they realize the volatility is too much, and they end up, of course, losing all their capital. So first of all, take time to understand the ecosystem before putting in a lot of your money in any trade. So that is what I can say. So again, that is, to sum it up, it is always trading and patience, or rather investment or anything are partners. You need to work with the two. If you don't work with the two, then your crypto lifespan will be very short. So yeah, especially now that everything is over the roof. So thank you very much, and that was my thoughts for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Louis. Louis, thank you so much for this insightful, event. What basically you've talked about, the experience, what people really need to do. Guys really need to take time and learn for themselves. You really need to have that knowledge for your own. Go ahead and find out and research. There's this word we keep saying, DY or R, do your own research. So it's very important actually, to go ahead and dig deep and learn deep. So Louis, thank you so much. Louis is one of the Binance ambassadors, actually Binance angels for Kenya. Okay, and he's always on our Telegram page, guys, and you can always find him there. He's very supportive and is always very ready to assist in case of any questions and anything. So thank you so much for joining us today. So guys, as it is actually, we have actually come to an end of our session, and we really appreciate our speakers today, our panelists. Thank you so much for showing up for us today, and thank you everyone who has joined our live stream, or both on Facebook and YouTube. And for anyone also, this will always be available on our YouTube channel, so you can always go there and just rewatch, just in case you miss something. And feel free, guys, to join our Binance Kenya Telegram page and ask any questions to us there, and we'll always be ready to assist and to support you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much for showing up. We really appreciate you today. Cheers.
Thank you.